What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Eastside Fly. Today we are talking about something a little different. It's still Oriole related, Baltimore sports related, but I've been seeing a lot of comments on Instagram about the Orioles attendance. And I wanted to talk about the Oriole fan base, the Baltimore fans, and why I think that we are very loyal. I think we show up, we show out. And one of the reasons why I think our stadium doesn't necessarily get as much attendance as it should. So today I'm gonna be breaking down the different factors that play into it, some of the things that I think will get more fans into the stadium in the near future, as well as what I think the Orioles as a park and the team have done good for the community to bring them, and some of the things that they still could work on. So without further ado, we're going to just get straight into it. So here's the Orioles attendance for 2025. And we at 23rd. We're 23rd out of 30 teams for attendance. And two of these teams play in minor league stadiums. It's pretty embarrassing. I mean, it is in the mix, you know what I'm saying? Like, the jump between 23 and 13 is like, you see that. That's only 30,000, not even. So, I mean, 30,000. Lord have mercy. It's 7,000 fans. So, there's not that much a difference in average, obviously. Um, but I think that there's a lot of factors that play into this. Number one, we're bad this year. Like, and you can say that, oh, that's fair weather fans. You look at the teams that have the highest attendance, the Dodgers, who spend so much money every year and are always in playoff contention, always in World Series talks, are number one. Then it's the New York Yankees, who same thing. They always spending money. San Diego, they don't have no other sports team. Who they gonna go see? Philly, again, always in World Series talks, always in playoff talks. Mets, same thing. Cubs this year. Cubs, Chicago is a huge city. It's all pretty big, pretty big cities that we are talking about here. You're not talking about a small city, and I'll get into that because that's something that plays a part of it. But I think that winning helps bring fans to the stadium. You're gonna want to go more if you want to see your team win. You're not gonna go to as many games in a season if you lose it. Like, that's just that's just human nature. Why would you spend money to go see your team lose and get blown out? Like, that's not fun. It's just not fun. It's not a good experience, and people don't enjoy it, and that's fair. And I think when we talk about big cities, you have to talk about the fact that Baltimore is just a small city. Look at the population of Baltimore. I have it highlighted here. Not even 600,000 people live in this city. 600,000, less than 600,000 people live in this city. And you could argue we don't deserve a sports team, but the fact that 23,000 people are averaging games here, come on. We show out, even though we're a really small city. And that's just how it's been. You can see the populations here have slowly been growing, but it's kind of always been a small city. Back in the day, it used to have, I don't think I can go back on this. I wanted to get obviously a government website for this to show you that I'm not um, putting the number, making the number smaller. But yeah, I mean, it's a small city. And that's just how it goes. We a small city. We've had this team forever, and another part of the reason why people necessarily don't necessarily live here or want to live here is obviously the crime. Um, you look at the crime in Baltimore, and it is for the last really 20 years from 2005 to 2025 is bad. Um, the city is pretty violent. I'll put it that way. Look, I love this city. It's got its problems. It's got its issues, and a lot of people are scared. Um, you look at the crime rates in neighborhoods, um, and it's pretty much bad all around. Like it's the crime is bad all over the city and downtown especially. So it's gonna keep people away. You look at this crime per thousand residents, 15.8 compared to Maryland, which is 4.26. People get scared. I went to school in Salisbury, and they tried to say Salisbury was dangerous, and they didn't want to go to certain parts of Salisbury. Bro, I've never felt more confident walking down a whole down a sketchy street in my life. You gotta be different being in Baltimore. You see things. It's different living here, and so it's a small city because of it. That means that a lot of people in the surrounding areas don't necessarily want to come. There's 60 home games a season. Sorry, 80, 70, 80 home games a season. It's not like they're coming for a Ravens game and there's only 8 in a season. Like, of course, Ravens games are going to be sold out. The team's good. You only have to come 8 times at most. Like, of course. Of course, you're not going to have as many fans come into the Oriole Park because it's it's a dangerous place and there's 80 games. You can come once and never go back. And that's the thing. You can come in for one game and leave when you're from out of town. And that's the thing. It's this, oh, it's this whole, like, Baltimore's this dangerous place and it gets this rep. And yet everybody you know, want to say things about it and have their opinions. And so it spreads a bad stigma about the city. It's something that we've never been able to shake. But yet, again, you go back to it and you're averaging 23,000 people every home game. Even with the terrible weather we've had, even with the delays, the weird double header times, the all of that, we're still averaging 23,000. We're a bad team, weird times for games. There's been bad weather a bunch for our home games. Like it's it's still impressive. There's a stigma. They're still bringing. We still have a very loyal fan base that shows up and shows out. And I think that that's an important takeaway. Is that even with crime rates being high, you look. Chance of being a violent crime is 1 in 63, which is insane. In Maryland, it's 1 in 235. Like that's insanity. It, so I get it. People that grow up in sheltered homes, they don't want to come here. I get it. You look at these crime rates in 2023. Like even that season when we were good, our attendance was still down. It wasn't even drawing people. So you have to be good for a while. You have to get that compared to a city like the Bronx and New York. You look at the Queens, 2.32 million people. Brooklyn, 2.62 million people. Manhattan, 1.6, 1.38. There's millions of people living in New York. Of course they're gonna sell their games out. Same with LA. And one thing the that the Orioles really don't have is this. There's a team in DC. There's a team in DC. There never was. There never was. People talk about the glory days of Memorial Stadium and it was sold out. Early Camden Yards, it was sold out. You had people coming from the suburbs of DC to Baltimore to see. You had all of Maryland. You had the entire state rooting for you. Baltimore was the thing back in the day. Baltimore had the sports team. It had, it had your Orioles. It had your, um, you know, the rival of the then Redskins and the Ravens. And I mean, those teams, when the Nationals came, it completely took from Baltimore. There's not much above. That's the problem. If you look at this map, we get people from Westminster, but and even Frederick too. But like obviously Towson and up here. But then once you start getting up here toward Maryland, kind of the northeast side, you're right near Wilmington, and this is why Philly is such a more Philly has all of these areas around it. Wilmington is all Phillies fans. Lancaster, Pennsylvania, North. They have all of Pennsylvania as well. Allentown, and Pittsburgh's all the way over here. So they get all of these fans coming from all these other places. Maryland doesn't. Maryland has two teams, and it's not even that big of a state. So you wonder why when you go back to this, the Dodgers, Yankees, San Diego, Philly, New York, Chicago, Atlanta, San Francisco, Boston. I mean, Houston, again, LA, Toronto is a whole. Toronto should be higher. They got a whole dang country in there. So I think when people talk about how Baltimore's fair weather fans, I don't think it's that. I think that the landscape of the fan base has changed over the years. There's been a lot that's played into the team, into the city. There's a lot of factors. And when people say we fair weather fans, it's like, come on, no, we not. No, we not. I don't understand that narrative. Every game gone to has had a decent amount of fans. On weeknights, I'll admit, on weeknights, it's nowhere near a sellout. It's 15,000 people, 18 to 15 to 20,000 on weeknights. And weekday games sometimes can be like 11,000 people. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. But Baltimore is a working city. We can't do these day games during the week. We at work. Like that's really what it is. And when you have all of these struggles, you have to all of the struggles that the city is going through, the struggles of having the gnats down the street, like there is so much that the city has to overcome to get people to come to the stadium. Now, one of the things I do think that the team does well is the community outreach. They get people to the stadium through schools, camps. They do all of that. The stadium is gorgeous. They allow you to bring in food. Prices are not crazy. They have a value menu. They're doing everything right. And I think we're going to slowly see that attendance increase. Some of the things I wish they would do more of was even more city stuff, like getting people more excited in the city and the surrounding areas. Build Oriole parks and call it like Oriole Park at this neighborhood, Oriole Park at Oriole Park in Arbutus, and it's a playground they built. Stuff like that. I want to see more of that. But I think that the stadium has done well. There's a lot of challenges that Baltimore faces, and this fan base is loyal. We ain't fair weather. I think that's a very you live in a big city and you got all these people that can come to the game. So I think it's this I'm proud of the attendance we have. I'm proud of fans that showed up. We've been loud, we've been vocal, we care. And so I think at the end of the day, we not fair weather. It's different for the Ravens. It's only 8 home games. We got 70, 80 home games we got to worry about for the Orioles. But that's just my opinion. Being in the city, going to the games, going to the stadium. So let me know in the comments. You think I'm wrong? You think we fair weather? Do you really think after all that, you think your city could actually thrive through all that? We'll see. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. For more Baltimore sports content, follow me on Instagram. I'm Mary G, and we'll see you on the next one.